Folks, have you heard the story about the shy girl who was asked to homecoming by the coolest boy in school only to wind up dead by morning? This was told to me when I was about high school age, and at the time it was told to be true. My name's Brashear, and I am among a few other things an Appalachian storyteller, and this one's called the homecoming dress. Sarah Baker was a nice young lady, about 16 years old, probably a junior. She lived a couple towns over from here, and she was not remarkable in any way. She was cute, but not stunning. She was smart, but not brilliant. Her father left the family when she was young, so it was just her and her mom, and they were always struggling to make ends meet. You know, some of Sarah's classmates were wearing designer clothes and fancy handbags, and most of the time Sarah was just wearing whatever she could scrounge up. Friday nights, you know, her classmates might be going to the bowling alley or the football game. Well, Sarah was working the counter at the convenience store just to make extra money for her and her mom. But she was happy, but she was shy. You know, she didn't stand out. Nobody really noticed her. She was just sort of there. And that's why it shocked everybody when Bo Turner, the starting quarterback and the most popular kid in school, asked Sarah to be his homecoming date. He'd been watching Sarah and saw that she was not like the other girls. You know, she was honest, she was kind, she was real. And he respected that. He was mature for his age and smart enough to know how special that really was. He had a thing for Sarah. He wanted to have a nice evening. He wanted to make homecoming special for the both of them. So he asked, and without even thinking, she said yes. It wasn't until that evening when she got home and her mom said, "Sweetie, what are we going to do about a dress?" Now remember, this story was told to me 30 years ago. Even then, homecoming dresses were very, very expensive. Sarah and her mom did not have any extra money to go around. Sarah said, "Mom, I want to go. I want to go bad. I don't care. I'll even take a second-hand dress if I can go." And Mom said, "Baby, I'll find you a dress." She went down the next morning with her mom to the pawn shop, and there hanging in the back row was a couple prom dresses. One of them looked like a mermaid. It was, puke green, sequins everywhere, way too big. It just was not going to work. And even it was way too expensive. But the other one was classy. It was red. It was beautiful, and it just so happened to fit Sarah perfect. "Ma, I love it." Well, they bought it right then and right there. Well, it came time for the homecoming dance. Sarah's aunt was a beautician and did her hair up for her and did her makeup, and she was a knockout. Absolutely stunning. Every boy in that gymnasium looked at her like it was the first time. Every girl looked at her, some of them with jealousy, some of them with awe, but everybody was looking. She turned heads like you wouldn't believe, and Bo was proud as a peacock with her on his arm. They walked in and started dancing the night away. It wasn't too long after the party got going that Sarah started feeling a little sick, kind of nauseous at her stomach. She kind of played it off as nerves. But the night kept going on, and Sarah and Bo were crowned homecoming king and homecoming queen. But at this point, Sarah was sick. She was struggling. And Bo was a gentleman and said, I'll take you home. If you're not feeling, let's not stay here if you're sick. She's like, "Yeah, I'm something's wrong." So Bo took her to the house and walked her to the door, and Sarah's mom met her there, and he kind of explained at this point she was not doing well. She wasn't even saying much. And Sarah's mom was like, "Oh, this is just nerves. She's not used to this. She's just overexcited. I'll take her in. We'll put her to bed. Everything will be fine." Well, Bo thanked Sarah, told her good night. Sarah kind of grunted. Ma took her upstairs, didn't even take her out of the dress, just laid her in the bed. That is the last time anybody saw Sarah alive. The next morning, Ma walked up, Sarah was dead in the bed. They did an autopsy and found that formaldehyde poisoning. It seemed that the local funeral home, the assistant funeral director, had been stealing stuff off the corpses before they went in the ground. Jewelry, rings, necklaces, sometimes even clothes. Apparently somebody was recently buried in a prom dress. This guy stole it and fenced it to the local pawn shop. Pawn shop didn't know anything about any of this. But the formaldehyde had seeped out of that corpse. And when Sarah was at the homecoming dance, she got all hot and sweaty, and the formaldehyde seeped from the dress into her pores, and it killed her. See, that dress was for a dead girl. And it killing Sarah proved just that. Folks, I'll be back with another one real soon. If you like that, give us a like and a share if you would. Let folks know what we're doing here, telling stories and having fun. I hope you're enjoying these. I'm having fun telling them. I'll be back real soon with another one. Till then, y'all stay safe out there.